Meanwhile, at the Applewood Ridge Manor in the living room, Jennifer's sitting on the couch thinking. And as she has a flashback of her and Will talking. Wow, out of all people, Will, my sister Kristen, really? We didn't plan for this to happen, but it happened. I cannot believe this. It seems every time we get a glimmer of hope, some always comes and stuffs it up. And this time it's you. Don't compare me when you're the master of that. And it's a flashback and damn you, Kristen. And as Jennifer got up, and as she head to the front door, and as she arrived and opened it, and it's Rex standing there. Oh my god. Rex, I don't have time for your games to make time. We need to discuss our marriage. Oh, about that. It seems our marriage is not even valid for the matter. Meanwhile, at the Whitesdale Ridge Manor in the dining room, Mildred, Janet, Andrew, and Joseph are talking while they're having their dinner. Thank you so much for the amazing dinner that you two cooked. It's no problem. We wanted you to feel at home again, and you did. Clearly, it feels like heaven and earth to have two men that I love so much. My husband and my son. And you. You must have a close family too. Yeah, I do. My family are really close. So tell me, how did you two meet? Well, we met in the dining room at school and I knew it was love at first sight. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner, Emily and Kyle are having dinner while they're talking. I wish you weren't going on another trip, I know, but I have to make certain we don't lose our shareholder at Grand Empire. My grandfather was wise to choose you as an intern. Hopefully, if it all goes well, I can become a permanent aspect. Meanwhile, outside the Grand Pub, Wilma went to her chorus. And she arrived just as Julian came running to where she is, and she turned and saw him. Boy, that was fast. I know you want a fresh start in a new town so you can move on with your life, and I'm here to let you know that I'm on board for us leaving Los Angeles. What the hell are you two talking about leaving town? And as Karen came to the arm, and Julian and Wilma saw him. I surely hope that was a mistake what I just heard. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in the waiting room, Michael went and got himself a cup of coffee. Just as Olivia came to where he is, and as Michael put the coffee pot down and turned and faced Olivia. Michael, how are you? Honestly, not good, but how's the custody battle going? The judge is gonna make her final decision on who gets to keep our son. Meanwhile, in Kristen's room, Kristen's lying in bed, and as she has a flashback of her and Michael talking. You and I are gonna sort this now. Since you're probably a couple months into your pregnancy, that makes it the perfect time to do a DNA test. Has it really come to this? Yes, Kristen, it has. This discussion will be paused to further notice because as of now, the fate of our marriage now lies in its DNA test. And it's a flashback in with Casey coming in the room. And Kristen saw her. Meanwhile, in Matt's room, Gwen and Matt are talking. Okay, why don't you tell me your version of events to everything leading up to the plane crash? Long story short, some of us had mixed feelings about something not being right, including my wife. What about you? How do you feel about it? Meanwhile, in Gloria's room, Gloria slowly began to wake and saw her husband Jeff by her bedside. Oh my god. Jeff and his Gloria sat up easy. Rachel told me that you hit your head quite hard. What happened? And more importantly, where are we? You're back in Los Angeles, and as Rachel came in, and Jeff and Gloria saw her. Seems that you're lucky to be alive, the both of you, to survive that jet crash off the coast of Ventura. I think I know who did this. Meanwhile, at the Applewood Ridge Manor in the living room, Jennifer and Rex came in talking. And as they stopped and faced each other. That can't be possible. Yeah, it is. Because I'm still legally married to Will. Unbeknownst to them, Will came downstairs to the main area and head towards the living room, but overheard two people talking, and as he head to the entrance of the living room and stop and listen. You got me. It's quite clever of you. The only thing is, you and Will are officially divorced since you kept them papers, yeah. And if you have any sense whatsoever, then you leave. So Will won't find out what you did? Fat chance in hell. You and I slept one time. I think it was a little bit more than that. Besides, you never loved Will at all. Meanwhile, in the hallway outside the living room, Will's listening to their conversation. Meanwhile, at the Whitesdale Witch Manor in the dining room, Mildred, Janet, Andrew, and Joseph are talking. Sounds like you two hit it off real good, just like Andrew and I. Well, I really hope I can spend the rest of my life with Joseph. Only time can tell. So what about your future plans? I want to be a lawyer someday, or maybe a firefighter. I want to be CIA, well, something in regards to that. That's gonna take a lot of experience, the both of you, to get where you are, which I will have soon in the end. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner, Emily and Kyle are talking. Let's say, when you get back, why don't we go on holiday? Sounds like a plan to me. What happened to your parents? Well, they're living in Torrance. It's peaceful down there. I know. At times. And as Emily got up and went and sat by Kyle and leaned on him just as he put his arms around Emily. Just so you know, no matter where you go, I will always love you. I love you too. And as they begin kissing each other. Meanwhile, outside, somebody is watching Kyle and Emily. Meanwhile, outside the Grand Pub, Wilma and Julian are surprised by Karen's arrival. Sorry, Karen. I'm afraid what you heard is true. We want to move on for our lives, somewhere else. Whose idea was this? Doesn't matter, Mom. We want to be safe. Is this about the Cullen family after our families? Because let me be the first to inform you two lot that you're wasting your time, because all you're doing is going to be running about. We're not running away. Really? Because it seemed kind of strange, especially since you're still in treatment for what happened to you, and now you want to up and leave? Sounds pretty crazy to me. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in the waiting room, Olivia and Michael are talking. You two should win, since Carl is Shannon's son. That would be the case, and the inspection went quite well. Carl must really want to raise Brian with you. Yeah, he's changed since last I met him. He's determined more than ever to be a father Brian wants, and I want to do the same by being his mom. Sounds like you lot got it together. What about you? Well, it feels like deja vu again. My wife, who I love everything I have, decided not to trust me and cheat on me with her sister's husband. Damn, dude. I'm sorry about that. I wish I could say the same about my wife. Is this because Kristen thought that you and Wilma are gonna get back together? You two were caring for Dusty. You see, you totally get what I'm going through. I just wish Kristen would. Oi. And as Olivia went and hugged Michael. It's gonna be alright. I promise you. What the hell is going on? And as Patrick came to where they are, causing Michael and Olivia to pull away from each other and turn and face him. Meanwhile, in Kristen's room, Kristen and Casey are talking, and as Casey went to where Kristen is. How are you? I take from the text you sent, Michael knows. Yeah, thing is, I was gonna tell him everything when he already got the video text of me and Will making love. Wow, how'd he take it? Not good. Which brings to why I'm here. He knows that I'm pregnant. This is happening way too fast, I know. I don't even want to shudder to know if our sister Jennifer finds out about this. And as nurse came in, and Kristen and Casey saw, since most of the doctors are busy, I have the results of the DNA tests of yours. Meanwhile, in Matt's room, Gwen and Matt are talking. I feel like a pawn in someone's twisted game, one I don't want to play at all. Excuse me if I sound like my parents, but did you see anything weird? Yeah, I did. I saw some strange bloke in the car pic, and it didn't seem right. How do you mean? When I questioned him on when we were about to take off, his behavior seemed kind of dodgy at best. I see. Now that I think about it, perhaps Linda and Wayne hired that guy. Either way, Gwen, I'm gonna make certain him along with Wayne and Linda pay. Alright, let me take you to your wife's room. don't leave the hospital. I'm pretty certain our parents are gonna be here to ask you more questions. And as Matt got up and followed Gwen, and as they left the room. Meanwhile, in Gloria's room, Gloria, Rachel, and Jeff are talking. I should have listened to you in Vanessa's instance. You were just trying to calm down. You two do know I'm gonna have to report this to my parents for investigation. What's the point when they're in jail? Your parents caused us. They told us not to go to the island, and I really want to know why. So basically we went anyways, and they found out. Wayne and Linda must have found out and told them, and here we are. It's quite clear they do whatever it takes to prevent us from going to that island. And as Marie and Justin came in, and they all saw them, she's right. Oi, you lot can't be in here. He needs to know the truth. Meanwhile, at the Applewood Witch Manor in the living room, Jennifer and Rex are talking. How dare you say that, because it's true, right? And while we're on secrets, when we got married, I know you still hold a torch for you and Julie. Really? When I have a guy who loves me a lot, that's cute. Really. The fact of the matter is, Jennifer, if he did, he wouldn't sleep with your sister Kristen, now would he? And it's Jennifer, slap him. You bastard! You said this whole thing and was wrong. Kristen and Lauren did that all by themselves. So unless you want Will to find out about our marriage, you better listen up, because I got a job for you. Meanwhile, outside the living room by the entrance, Will, who was listening to the conversation, turned, and as he head upstairs, and went down the hall, to one of the rooms, and went in, and closed the door, and got his iPhone out, and called someone. Hey man, it's me. I'm gonna need a solid. Meanwhile, at the Whitesdale Witch Manor in the dining room, Mildred, Janet, Joseph, and Andrew are talking. Well, this has been lovely and all, but I'm quite certain the two of you need some time alone. Till 10 o'clock at least. Sounds fair. Nice to meet you, Janet. Likewise. Excuse us. And as they got up and went and left the dining room, while Janet and Joseph also got up and as they head to the living room, and as they wipe and turn and face each other. Thank you. I meant what I said about us, because out of all the guys on the planet, I think you might be the one. Even though we barely started dating, a girl can dream. What do you want to do right now? Let's do a little this. And as they begin kissing each other. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner, Emily and Kyle are in a kiss. And as they pull away. You know, I was thinking about what you said about going on holiday. And I think we should go for it. In fact, why don't we head to Paris? Paris? Yeah. I believe that's where we had our first honeymoon. That's what overall we enjoyed it in the end. That we did. I just want to be with you. And you will. And as Emily's iPhone rings, and she got it inside who it is. Is everything okay? Yeah, it's my grandfather. Let me go talk to him real quick. And as Emily got up, and as she head towards the back. Meanwhile, outside, the person who's watching Kyle took out a Sedec gun and aimed it at Kyle. Meanwhile, outside the Grand Pub, Karen, Wilma, and Julian are talking. Didn't you tell us to do what it takes to be safe for your family? I know that. But you, Aaron, Richard, Rita, Lucy, and Vince mean a lot to me. And even Brody for the matter. The point is, I really want you lot by my side for the time being. We don't want to leave just yet. Tell me something. If I hadn't come, you would have left us, Mom? I would never do something like that. All I'm asking is please don't leave town because of the Collins. You know, in order to win this, we must stick together because we're more stronger like that. You know what? You're right. We should stay here, at least for a while. Thank you. I promise you, you won't regret it. And as Karen turned and walked away, and as Wilma and Julian continued talking. You think she's right? Of course she's right. My mom knows what she's talking about. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in the waiting room, Olivia and Michael are surprised by Patrick's arrival. What are you doing here, dude? Nothing's going on. I surely hope not, and as Chris and Kendra they are. And Olivia, Patrick, and Michael saw her. Really? Just to be clear, Michael and I are mates. Plus, Carl's my husband for the matter. Yeah, I keep trying to wrap my hair around that. You know what? Why don't we go and talk? Sounds good to me. And it's Olivia and Patrick turn and walk away, leaving Kristen and Michael to talk. And as Michael came to her Kristen-ness, why do I get the distinct feeling this jealousy thing you got going is going to increase? I'm sorry I overreact. So, did the results come in? Yeah. I am so sorry, Michael. So I'm not the father. Well, I guess you know what this means. I know. Shannon can be a turning for Arthur. No, not this time. I have given you a chance and you blew it. So this time, there will be no stalling. What are you saying? What I'm saying is, we're gonna go to the very place to end this marriage much sooner than you think. Meanwhile, in the conference room, Casey came in and closed the door and got her iPhone out and called her husband Richard. Hey husband, I'm doing fine. Not good. You remember that secret about my sister? Yeah, it's about to come out, and I'm afraid what the outcome's gonna be for Kristen and Jennifer. Meanwhile, outside Vanessa's room, Gwen and Matt arrived to the door, and as they turned and faced each other, hey, don't you worry, she will pull through this. Thank you. Anyways, I got more patients to see, but I have your papers ready, so don't leave till I see you again. I won't. And as Matt went in, and as he closed the door, and went to where his wife is, who's in a coma. Meanwhile, in Gloria's room, Gloria, Jeff, Rachel, Maria, and Justin are talking. What truth I'm supposed to hear? The plane crash was an accident. Yeah, Maria and I heard about the crash, the ones we were supposed to be on. Seems your parents found out. That's why I'm here. What if they hired someone to pilot the jet? As far as I know, John's the only one who can authorize people to fly the Graham jet. Well, it seems your parents found a way around that. Or we have people working undercover for our parents. Here's some truth. Linda was here about an hour ago basically telling us, well, quoting, "This is what happens when you defy us, and it's only the beginning of what's to come." Leave it to my uncle and aunt to say something twisted like that. Well, this will add another charge to Frank and Mimi's list, and when Linda and Wayne get caught, they'll also do some time. Anyways, I'll be back. Don't any of you lot leave the hospital. I'm putting the guard at the door for the time being. Anyways, excuse me. And it's Rachel turned and left the room, leaving the others continue talking. How's that brother? He's doing okay. He's babysitting Jonah for the time being, but he'll be back soon to check on us. Something needs to be done about this, I agree. Clearly they went through so much trouble to prevent us to going on that island, but it's not gonna stop me. One way or another, our parents along with Wayne and Linda will pay for this.